Are you really struggling right now in the early game? Or perhaps you're looking for something extra to give you a little bit more kick in the cruel and end game difficulties? Well, in this video, I'm going to go over a build I created that I like to call the Frenzy, Shock, Poison, and Freeze build. So that being said, let's go into it. As the name suggests, this build focuses primarily around lightning as well as freeze buildup over time, with a splash of poison in there to ensure that damage is just consistent all throughout. And I've also gone with some Trail of Caltrops to ensure that physical damage is there just in case as I'm dodging around. So to go through all this in detail will take a lot of time, so if you want to watch me play this game and showcase the build live, then be sure to follow me at twitch.tv/Nufrontier_. Link is in the description. So to make things short, basically I'm focusing, as I said, on lightning and freeze, and the weapons that I'm using are bow and spear, as well as these abilities. So I'm using Primal Strikes, Lightning Arrow, Lightning Rod, Storm Lance, Barrage, Freezing Salvo, Fangs of Frost, Combat Frenzy, Hail of Thunder, along with, as I mentioned earlier, Trail of Caltrops. Now, the reason why this build I feel is consistent in terms of the damage output is because you're able to freeze enemies, slow them down, and then deal enough damage over time with poison to break armor, alongside your lightning damage to shock and do extra damage because of the 20% benefits you get. So I'll go into a little bit of the actual gems that I have. I've got Unbreakable here for parry, alongside Blindside. Spirit Throw, I've got Withering Touch and Brutality, but I don't really use Spirit Throw, but these are just placeholders for now. Primal Strikes, I'm using the Outmaneuver. Lightning Arrow, I have Lightning Infusion, Martial Tempo, along with Exploit Weakness. Lightning Rod, Lightning Penetration, and Scatter Shot. Storm Lance, Retreat, Volt, Barrage, Twofold, Freezing Salvo, and Venom, Corrosion, and Bursting Plague. And now this is where the poison comes in. So what Freezing Salvo does, because it's a multi-hitting attack, being able to poison and remove the enemy's armor with this move is really satisfying, and just allows you to basically take full advantage of things like your Lightning Rod and your Lightning Arrow from mid to long range. And then once you do have your Frenzy charges available, you can use your Barrage to just amplify that damage even more. Moving on, we have Fangs of Frost, which can be really good for close range pokes, freezing enemies, and if you parry, you're also able to get an instant freeze and do more damage. So we have Frost Nexus, Cold Infusion, as well as Close Combat, which I've just mentioned earlier with regards to your damage. Combat Frenzy is amazing, and I really recommend this. This is perhaps the most impactful part of the build, as this gives you a free Frenzy charge whenever you freeze, electrocute, or pin an enemy. So this is really, really good alongside Profusion, as it generates charges, giving them a chance to generate an additional charge when they do so. So all this together allows you to rinse and repeat and essentially keep the flow moving, dishing out consistent damage to whatever boss you have on the battlefield. Next, of course, another must-have is Hail of Thunder, alongside, again, Trail of Caltrops with Rearm and Splinter. So, in short, for this particular section, I'll go into the gameplay section afterwards, but I want to just give a brief breakdown as to what I'm trying to kind of explore. I'm not obviously done yet. There's so much I want to do with this build. It is a work in progress, but to give you a full glimpse as to what I'm doing now, I'll show you what I have on screen. I'm really trying to get to extra bow damage alongside making sure that I have my Herald of Thunder with Coming Calamity activated, so I get more lightning damage. And then once I get this node done, I'll most likely move into things like accuracy as well as melee attack speed for my spear. So that being said, the next section will focus more on gameplay, so look forward to that. So before I jump into gameplay, I just forgot to mention one thing, and that was regarding the Ascendancy. So let me go into that really quickly and just show you what I've actually chosen so far. So I've gone with the Amazon. I love this build so far, it's amazing. But I've gone with elemental damage alongside elemental infusion with a main primary focus on the frenzy charge, since that's what's going to give me instant access to lightning infusion. And then I've also gone with the skill speed increase along with the predatory instinct, which I think to be very, very strong right now. I really, really enjoy this. Revealing the enemy's weakness is so impactful long term. So that being said, I'll stop here. Once again, if you want to see more in action, follow me on Twitch, and let's get into gameplay. Just a little bit of commentary over what you're watching. So these rogue exiles that you run into on the fly during your cruel difficulty run, they're actually really, really rewarding because they drop a lot of great items for you. And if you're a loot goblin like I am, it's really great to fight them. And I've died a couple times admittedly to a few of them, but when you do end up getting the drops that you want, it is so exhilarating. So huge shout outs to GGG for adding in this new element to cruel difficulty. It just makes the overall gameplay a lot more satisfying and, again, rewarding down the road. As you'll see on screen, I'm fighting against, I believe it's a witch rogue exile, and then after this one you'll likely see a warrior rogue exile, and those two are very, very satisfying to battle against. So enjoy the rest of the video.
Grant me favor. Decimate. Weakling. Exile. Weakling. My mace thirsts for blood.
No mana.
I fight in his name!
The more and more I continue to refine the build, the more I find it really easy to just erase hordes of enemies when they're surrounding you. And even though I use parry to sometimes block incoming damage, it still doesn't really affect me as much. Like, I feel like I'm able to really maintain a lot of control even with hundreds of things just poking at me, since I can parry and just instantly freeze one target. The AoE freezes everyone else around it, and then I can just finish them off with the lightning arrows and lightning rods. So overall, once again, very exhilarating, dopamine high for this build. Highly recommend it. If you want to see more content like this where I go over the kind of the commentary part of the build, I just break down into little small chunks, let me know in the comments section. I want to continue making content like this for Path of Exile 2. So if you enjoy it, Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next video. As always, new warriors, stay strong, keep fighting, and may the force be with you all, always. Take care.